Hey everybody, and welcome back again to another episode of the Wish You Were Beer Show. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who may not be familiar, this is a live beer review show that we do every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, where we check in new beers, we try new beers, we try to talk to different breweries, different folks involved in the industry, and just overall have some beer conversations. So thank you for stopping by. If it's your first time, if it's your 67th
episode.
67th time, I'd like to say, obviously you need new friends, but we always appreciate you stopping by. For those of you who are unfamiliar with how this world works, there's an about section under the video. It would be great if you expanded it and said, oh my God, there's a little bell here. Ding that bell. Oh my God, there's a little thumbs up here. YouTube's been around a while. I assume most folks are familiar with this, but the thumbs is a like. You like this video, even though we're very early in the game and I haven't talked much. Which there is a thumbs down for later.
So far, if I was watching this, I would hate this.
Yeah, could you even imagine?
I'd be like, what am I doing?
3 seconds in, 50 thumbs down. Well, shit. But make sure that you like, make sure that you set your notifications after you subscribe, so that if you're in a different time zone or if you're overseas, you can find out exactly when we're live. Also, we have a litany of different social medias. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram. We have a Twitter. Make sure you go to our website, which is wishyouwerebeershow.com. You can find out all the beers we've had in the past, all the beers we have coming up in the future. To some degree, we try to keep our calendar updated as much as possible, but obviously that's a fluid situation. So make sure you follow us anywhere you can get us. Instagram is probably the big one where we spend most of our time. Twitter is really just me yelling at Dave from Beer in Front, who is also here watching. So follow us along. Make sure you check out our Untappd. So Untappd is the app that we use. It's a social drinking app if you're unfamiliar with it, but that's where we check in all our beers, both individually and as a show. So you can see everything we've had in the past. You can see beers we've individually had in the past, not just on the show, what we rated them, where we got them. It's a great app. If you don't have it, make sure you check it out. We also have some subscription services. I don't know if you're familiar with those, Phil.
Yeah.
Like, you have been talking for 4 minutes.
I mean, y'all feel free anytime you're ready.
Yeah, so we have some subscription services.
And that's what I was talking about. How are you going to cut me off to say the same thing? All right,
maybe just to hear someone else's voice, you know.
Yeah.
There's other people on the show, Daniel.
The worst. All right, go ahead.
I don't even care anymore.
Jackpot.
So we use Beer Drop and we use Tavor. Both those links are in the About section. You can also get to them from our website.
Correct.
And we have a lot of news to cover.
Well, let's dive right into it after I tell you folks that I'm Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
This is Tiffany. That is Phil. And Phil, you're in a
new murder
You're
shack.
in a new murder room.
Yeah, this is the basement from Stranger Things.
I just love that everywhere you go, you find a room where someone has been murdered.
Yeah. And this one's great, too, because it has a mattress on the floor. So it just really adds to that murder.
So you're just out there booting heroin state to state. Mattress on the
you
floor, wood paneling, small windows.
Small window that not a full body could climb out of, but they could try.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. So I get to do the show standing tonight, so that's a thrill.
It's good to get a workout while you
burn
drink.
some calories.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
So I'm in Massachusetts right now.
Sorry.
Flew back east for a
Hamilton?
few days. I'm not in Hamilton.
That's a shame.
I'm closer to Rhode Island this week, so I know. But I do fly out in the morning. So
do you?
That's crazy.
Apparently I'm going somewhere.
Where the hell are you going, Phil?
This place called Virginia.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there, but there's some big, exciting things happening down there.
You should just come stay with us.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. You guys got a murder room, though?
Hold on.
I need a murder room.
Oh, trust me. Plenty of people have been murdered in this house.
Wait.
Oh, no, just me?
Nope.
Just my feelings? Great.
Yeah. But
No, after you, sir.
No, I was gonna say, but we do. I mean, we have an exciting day for us tomorrow.
We do.
Yeah.
If
We
anyone's
definitely
been
do.
watching our YouTube, we've got a video up there. I also have the video here if you guys want to watch it, but it's
Oh.
really up to you.
Yeah.
You should force it on the constituency. I think
All
that's
right.
great.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
exciting news, and here's how we announce it.
Hey everyone, it's Tiffany and Daniel from the Wish We Were Beer Show, and we are here on site at Virginia Beer Company, and we are here because we are going to brew a beer with them.
You know what's funny is we've been pushing that on our social media. Obviously, if you follow us, I think that's the first time I've heard it with sound.
No, I play it on loop. It's looped, and I'm just dancing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who follow us, obviously Virginia Beer Company is in Tiffany and I's area. They're close to our heart. And they were polite enough to let us, excuse me. They were polite enough to let us come in and brew a beer with them, which we did almost 6+
It's
weeks
been long
ago.
enough that I was in a sweatshirt in that video.
Correct. Yeah.
And it was like 100 a couple days ago.
Sure.
So that's how long loggers take, just for the record.
They go multiple seasons. So they were polite
Throw it in
enough
the cave, forget about it.
to let us brew a beer with them. It comes out tomorrow. Phil is actually going to be in town with us, and Vero, who is also a huge assistance on the show, is going to be in town as well. So if you follow all of our social media, we're going to be there all day tomorrow, which means I'm
See
getting
y'all
pretty
later.
sloshy.
We're going to have to Uber there and back, or
Yeah.
Uber back and
Uber back. Yeah.
yeah. we'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
the brewery opens up at noon, and I asked the two of you, I was like, "Hey, what time are we going to the brewery?" 'Cause
It's
people are
noon,
asking.
bro.
And you're like, it opens at noon. And
I
was
am
like,
the
"Oh."
first one to get a draft pour of that beer, 100%.
Well, technically, I think some people have had
I know.
draft beer
Yeah,
of it
I know.
today.
So that being said, we'll be hanging out all day tomorrow. So if you're in the Virginia area, Williamsburg specifically, make sure you swing by and see us.
And if you're not, you could be like Phil and just fly
fly
out
in.
real fast.
Just
Yeah,
fly in. Yeah.
We got
I just hope the beer is better than Busch Light. That's all I want.
I love that you're drinking Busch
I
Light.
do love that you were just prepping with Busch Light. Like,
Yeah. Well, it came with the room. So
It did.
It was just here.
did.
Like, I was
Just
like, well,
sitting
not.
on the mattress.
Yeah.
I love-
It's just, and it was cold too.
I
I
love
don't know
that
how.
Nate came in and just announced the show. Wish you were to be here.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Nick.
Nate. We were unfamiliar with this show. Nate's also a good friend of ours from the Weekly Beer Show. If you don't know them, make sure you give them a follow and check them out as well. They put out some great beer content as well.
Nate just discovered his new favorite beer of all time. He gave it his highest score
on their last episode.
Saturday.
Yeah.
You want to take a guess what it was?
It was a Busch Light.
It was, but it was the limited edition Busch Light. No, he just discovered Lunch from Maine Brewing Company.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's been posting about it
That's
on
right.
Twitter
That's right.
nonstop.
I didn't see that. I was like, wait a second. I feel like I've missed something, but no.
I've taken baths in Maine's lunch. It's
Yeah, I sat there watching the episode, and they're like, "We're doing lunch night," and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait! The score is gonna be so good." And then,
no doubt.
like Nate was out of his mind.
So many good beers. So many good beers. Nate,
But what did you drink with lunch? The jokes are
I
zero.
Drink my lunch. It's the appropriate answer for most days.
Also, for those of y'all who don't know, which means you obviously don't follow our social media,
Get on that.
yeah, get on it. Tiffany and I were lucky enough. We actually got to go to the Untappd Festival this past weekend down in Charlotte, North Carolina. So again, Untappd, the app we use to check in on a lot of our beers, was kind enough to give us media passes.
Yeah.
So they've obviously never seen the show.
Right. Yeah. And Yeah, so we were drinking. So the media pass got us in without having to go through the front door. Like we
got in with the VIP section. We got into both
backpacks.
sessions instead of one.
Yeah, so it was like $600 for the tickets. They're just like, cool, here's a media pass. And I was like, do you even know who we are?
Have you seen this show?
We are
They're like, nope.
Right. But obviously it's like free little 2-ounce pours, and there was
100 breweries there.
breweries. So I am running around essentially by session 2, just like flinging business cards at people.
She was like the Joker.
I was like, we got a beer show.
Those guns, those dollar guns, shooting them at people.
It was apparently Daniel said he had to like consistently go behind me
and just
like,
apologize.
Fix it, because I was just so excited to be there.
Yeah.
And like
I was like, thank you, Burial Beer Company. That was Tiffany. She's one of our co-hosts. We'd really like to have you on the show. I promise you, we are actually serious about beer.
I mean, yeah.
How can I help you?
But the telltale sign that Daniel wasn't lying to me, that was how I was acting, was Sunday morning. I woke up and I swear my face was like this much bigger because I was so puffy from drinking all of the beer. Like I literally woke up and was like, what is happening?
You're just peeling business cards off your face. What is going on?
I just felt so like I wasn't like hung over like that like awful feeling. Thank goodness, because we had a long drive.
Yes.
Oh, I think, like, and we have a video of that actually. Let's see it.
God, I haven't seen that video in a while. Thank you. Thank you,
Did I make you a little nervous there, Tiffany, that there actually was video?
No, I was 100% hoping because
I was like, I probably sent you a video. Let's watch this shit.
And then I thought about it and I was like, I just talked to Tiffany before we got started tonight. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I need to send Phil all the actual camera footage so we can put together a couple minute video of just the whole day.
So
that's coming up here soon.
There might be some really, really prime footage.
There is.
Of me
sure.
just running around with my business cards.
But that being said, I want to say a huge thank you to Claire from Untappd for getting us the passes. We got the chance to meet her, and she was fantastic.
Yeah, and Grace from Hop Time.
From Hop Culture.
I'm sorry,
was
Hop
there
Culture.
as
Hop Time
well.
is where we also get beer. We have a subscription service there, I think.
So
Hop Culture, it's on my freaking cup.
True story. That's why I can't believe you missed that.
It's fine. I'm just really excited.
Please give us tickets to something again.
Right.
We'll be better.
You're only going to get free footage, which is probably not good, but still, it's free.
Well, we'll do our best. Early in the day, we had some good footage.
So yeah, it was a blast. I think we're going to try to make the San Diego one as well, latter part of this year. So that would be a complete coast change for us with where we live. So I think that'd be really cool and a lot of fun.
I mean, I grew up in California.
Everyone knows this. If we have a conversation one more time,
someone is watching the show for the second time, and they're like, "Is she really bringing?"
Of course, she grew up in California. That being said, if you're still with us, thank you.
Thank you.
What the hell are we doing tonight?
I'm thrilled about this one.
I assume we're having a beer again.
I trust we are having
we're having
a worthy beer.
We're having, I believe it's limited edition Snow Day from Busch
Oh,
Light.
I can't handle you.
Nope.
No, I don't have that one here.
Is that not what we're doing? Oh. Tonight we are doing a beer out of Burbank, California. It's Trustworthy IPA from Trustworthy Brewing Company.
Nice.
I'm excited about this one because I've been to this brewery.
Okay.
And
Dave also knows you grew up in California. It's almost like going, Dave, you're from Chicago? That's weird.
Yeah.
You never say anything about
tell
it.
From the voice.
Right. Pistol Brothers. Okay. Sorry.
Man.
All right.
So I have gone to this brewery twice. And I have plowed through every single one of their beers except
Glad
two.
You finished that sentence.
Yeah, me as well.
Two of them. And one is this Trustworthy IPA. Now, this is this is the one they're known for. This is the one that everyone loves and comes in. I mean, even when I was there, people were filling up growlers of them. Like, this is their beer. And so I've never tried it. And I was sitting there because I was like, we're doing it on the show. I can't drink it.
Right.
And then the other one, I I got 4 packs of, and we'll drink it together when I come down there. So, and that's their showroom hazy IPA. So we're going to have their, we're going to have this IPA and then the hazy. So
I dig it.
And it's extra exciting because we actually have someone here tonight from Trustworthy.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think we even put it in the comment section, but let's bring it up for a second before we get too involved.
Comments today have been legit. Thank you, everyone, for interacting.
Sure.
I love to see it.
Yeah, thanks, everybody, for talking over the show you're supposed to be watching. We really appreciate it.
No.
God!
No, because this makes me feel like we are really cool because we have people who are here talking. It's really just an ego boost for me, which, I mean, as you all know, I'm from California. I might not need it.
No, you need it.
Well, shall we see what this brewery looks like? And then
I've never seen it, Phil.
And we come back, we're going to have Michelle on, who works at Trustworthy.
Let's do it.
You ready? Here we go.
Ready. Michelle, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, Michelle.
I just love that Phil's egotistical ass put himself at the end of that video. Like,
of course,
I've been here.
Yeah, delicious.
I loved your face afterwards. Like, who has a good beer?
I do enjoy a good beer.
Well, Michelle, we've been chatting obviously through email, and Phil's been into the brewery and had the luckiness to meet you in general. But how long have you been there? What are you doing? What do you do for Trustworthy?
So I've been with the company since December of 2019. I had just moved back into the country from Australia, and before that I was actually a regular at Trustworthy, knew all the staff. So when I was moving back, they, offered me a job. I actually started as the taproom manager and the head of sales. And then just over a year ago, I switched over from taproom manager to assistant brewer. So it's been a wild experience, a lot of fun. Really lucky that I work at a business that's allowed me to kind of explore all the facets of the industry and kind of get my footing and, figure out what I like the most in it. So
has it been weird to go from like a customer or like a regular there to now like seeing the back end of things? I always think that's a weird process.
Yeah, I never thought I would get into the beer industry in that regards. I love drinking beer, but it just kind of never felt like, that'll never happen. I actually had my best friend, shout out to Sherelle, who always told me, you're going to work at Trustworthy one day. I promise you. And then she was even like, we're going to start brewing there. And I was like, okay, crazy, like whatever. And the next thing you know, I'm working there. And the next thing you know, I'm brewing. And it was, it's been a really fun transition to get behind the scenes and just getting more involved in the industry as a whole. I've always loved the beer community. It's just so welcoming and so fun and so nice. So to be able to help provide that, even when it was behind the bar, but now to also brew the beer, at least assist with brewing the beer, it's, it was a pretty easy transition. So it was a lot of fun.
And I think that's been one of the consistent like conversations that Phil and I and Tiffany and I, we've all had together of how despite what's going on in the beer culture, and when you can read some horror stories about things and how unjust it is, everyone we've ever dealt with in the beer industry is
super
amazing.
And every brewery is supporting the others. And even though it is like a competitive market, just like everything else, it's still like, we drink at your place, you come to ours, like we will like 100% collaborate with you. Or, when you get to like a festival, everyone's hanging out. They're all like, sharing whatever their beers, like their cool bottles. And anyway, it's a great community. I love it.
Yeah.
I have a very serious question though, all jokes aside. What did you do before beer?
So I got a degree in anthropology that I never used.
Okay. Like the
and then I ended
clothing
up
company?
finding my
No, just
and then I actually got into retail for about 5 years.
I nailed it.
So the actual. Yeah.
So you went from anthropology to anthropology, which is baffling.
And I got so sick of that, and then I moved to Australia. I just needed a big change, kind of shook it up. Out there, I was mostly pet sitting, dog walking, and then I was working at a boxing gym towards the end. And then in my free time, I was going to the breweries out there. Every city that I traveled to out there, always made sure to hit up the breweries. When I flew to Cairns, the first thing I did was go straight from the airport to the one brewery there.
Nice.
Got their 10 beer taster flight, and it's it's just yeah. So it's just been really nice to work in an industry where I have to say that being the assistant brewer has never actually felt like a job. It's never felt like work. And I've never had that before in any other industry I've been in. So it's very rewarding, and it's very nice to, actually do something I'm passionate about versus something that I'm just grinding my way through. So
yeah, especially coming from retail in general. Like, I'm just grinding day in and day out. I need to get paid. I need to eat.
Yeah, and I got to deal with everyone else here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. That is fun. Don't look at me like that.
Okay, California. Yeah, I've been in retail. I remember my first job at a surfboard company. Oh yeah, retail.
It wasn't my first job.
I sold avocados on the street.
I never did that. I did.
That's what people do in California, right?
Yeah, I did buy like a flat of them. Though.
Right, yeah, exactly. Hello from Norway. Well, hello back.
Hello.
Especially
Hello.
however you say hello in Norwegian.
Ooh, yeah.
Help me out. Help me out.
Norwegian, yes, that would be correct.
Correct. I love retail said no one ever.
True.
This is true. Gabriel, who's used to selling paper towels to housewives, agrees that retail is rough. It's tough out there.
Wrong, man.
Not everybody needs a retail. All right, so Michelle, I know we sent you trivia. We sent you some questions. I would like to get into trivia mainly because I'm anxious to try this beer, especially now that I know that it's like one of the mainstays of the brewery and like everyone's coming in to get growlers and like, come on now, let's get to this damn beer. So let's do history and facts. And
I love that sound clip.
I know that sound clip is my favorite. So if you're unfamiliar with the show, this is where we're going to do a little bit of history and facts. Sometimes it's about the brewery. Sometimes it's about the beer. Sometimes it's about the person involved. We dug deep, Michelle. Good luck. There's some trick questions in here. No, but it's really morphed more into a trivia instead of a history and facts. We just love that sound clip so much, we'll never get rid of it. So if you're logged into Facebook or YouTube, you can actually play trivia with us. So make sure you comment along. Tell us your answers, what you think they are. There's a little bit of a lag. So if you yell at us because we answered the question before you had time, you need to upgrade your internet.
And or type faster.
Or type faster. Yeah, stop chicken pecking.
There's that really cool program where you've got the car and you're driving, and if you make a mistake, it's like a bug splatter.
Right.
That is really what got me. I'm like top-notch typist now. I don't actually know if I can do that anymore.
You can't.
That's
True.
I just learned that. That was a bad thing.
True story, Vero. That was a smooth transition at episode 67. Thank you, Vero, for keeping up.
Don't you worry. We'll screw something up later.
We're going to get to it one day.
Yeah.
So that being said, make sure you comment along. Make sure that you answer the questions. And I assume be wrong like I will, because I have done zero homework on your brewery. Which is always
I did a lot. I went there and drank. So let's get into this.
It's the ultimate research. True or false? Trustworthy Brewing's name came from the owner's frequent saying of "Trust me, this is a great beer" whenever offering samples to friends.
my gut reaction to this is I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think this is false, because if you're giving a friend beer, you're a home brewer or you're trying to get something started up, I don't fucking care if it's bad or not. You don't have to trust me this is good. Here's a free beer, dumbass. Drink it and you'll like it. So I think this is false.
I'm gonna go. I think this is true, and it's because I think if I was making a beer and handing out for the first time, I'd be so nervous, so hesitant. Like I want people to believe me. So maybe it's
trust yourself, Phil. I can't keep dealing with your insecurities.
I'm seeing a lot of back and forth. It's
this is 50-50 down here.
This is good.
That means I wrote the question really
You wrote
well.
a 50-50 question.
Yeah, but people don't fall for my lies. People might be falling for my lies currently.
Yeah.
Well,
currently.
All right. Michelle, I
Ian?
assume you know the answer to this question.
I do.
Yeah. It is false. So the brewery actually had a different name ahead of time, and one of the reasons it was changed to Trustworthy was because no one could pronounce the name, myself included. So,
what is it?
Michelle, over to you.
So our original name was actually Verdugo West because we are located on West Verdugo, within the Verdugo mountain range, foothills. So many people struggle to say Verdugo, which is always funny to me because I grew up my entire life in the Verdugo Mountains. I was like, oh, people struggled with that name. But so the reason why we had Trustworthy IPA is our original head brewer, Chris, was actually an Eagle Scout back in his youth. So we ended up having a lot of beers with that kind of theme. So we had Trustworthy, made it to Eagle, Waxwing, those types of things. You'll still see some of our beers from time to time. Our current head brewer will, pay homage to that. So within the last couple of years, we had Be Prepared, we had merit badges. Although now we tend to do a lot more hiking related names since our current head brewer is very into hiking. So,
very cool.
But Trustworthy, so popular, our number one selling beer by far. So when we did the name change, we decided to change it to Trustworthy.
That makes good sense. And you had me at merit badges. So we're in the process of trying to create an Untappd badge sash.
Ooh.
So if you could create an Untappd badge for Trustworthy as a merit badge, it will be on the sash.
Ooh, I like that.
Just throwing that out there. Talk it over with your media team. See what kind of advertising they want to do, but
Ridiculous.
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty normal.
Yes, I think.
Are we ready for question 2?
If I was any more ready, I'd be Vero.
Which of these styles is not a year-round beer? Beer style in the Burbank location.
Oh, there's 2 locations.
Hazy IPA, B hoppy amber, or C Italian Pilsner.
So I feel this is a trick question. This is the harder question from the first one because you guys are West Coast. A hazy IPA is more consistently East Coast. So I feel like you shouldn't have a hazy IPA, but at the same time, hazy IPAs are all over the place. So you have to have one. In Italian Pilsner, I love Italian Pilsners. Everyone should have one, but I feel like that's kind of like a niche. Like kind of
niche.
A niche demographic.
I think it's a niche.
No, a niche is like, oh yeah, that's my my aunt's.
No.
No.
So I agree with Katie. I know, Vero, this is gonna break your heart. I think a hoppy amber is a weird one to have year round. Italian Pilsners you can drink year round. Hazies you kind of have to currently. Nah, shit, I'm torn. Never mind. I'm gonna stick with my gut. Hoppy amber.
So I think I do know the answer to this one because when you're at the brewery and you sit there and you look up at their wall, they have their year rounds, they have their temporaries, and then they have their sours. So I kind of think, and if I remember correctly, which based on how many beers I had there, I'm not sure if I do.
You don't.
I'm pretty sure it's the Italian Pilsner because I think the hoppy amber was on the year round.
Oh, very cool then.
Yeah.
You had me at hoppy amber.
But I could be wrong. But that's what I'm visualizing it. And I'm thinking I remember the hazy because we have a can of the hazy. So that is definitely a year round. And
okay.
a hoppy, I think was also on that list. So I'm going C.
Okay. Michelle, give me the damn answer. Tiffany knows the answer. She doesn't get to vote.
I don't get to play.
It's the Italian Pilsner.
Nice.
Yes. So I know that the like rotating taps or like the rotating, like there was at least when I looked earlier, there was a couple different Pilsners, one of which was an Italian Pilsner of what's available right now.
Okay.
But it wasn't on the year-round list. So the good news is if you go today or maybe in the very near future, you can get a Pilsner.
True story.
Good.
Also, my hat says Pilsner, please. So again,
I'm drinking a Pilsner.
kind of outed myself there right off the hat, Matt.
I'm drinking a Busch Light, just so everyone knows. Just reminding everyone.
I actually picked this hat out for myself.
Yeah, but
And I've never worn it. I almost wore it the other day, but then
then I wore it instead.
and then it wasn't available.
So you guys have a hoppy amber like year round?
Yes, the brass jar, 8%. It's amazing blend of like hoppiness and malts. The IBU is actually higher than our West Coast.
Nice.
But it is very popular year round as well. It is a little bit more of a niche beer. If you're looking for a true amber,
That's again,
it might not be for you, but it is honestly one of my favorite beers we have. It's a very popular beer as well.
Hoppy
Yeah.
amber sound, especially like 7.5 plus, is right up my alley.
You're not allowed to do that anymore.
What? Oh yeah, sorry. No, that's is okay.
Stop
it.
it.
It's perfect. It's not upside down. I didn't storm the Capitol. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ. I forget about that now, man.
Well, I just did it, and I was like, I don't think I can do that anymore.
Why not? You cannot. You're 100% correct, and thank you for pointing that out.
God, ruining all of the things.
Jeez.
Damn.
Hey, wait. Is this question 3?
Yeah. Wait,
Jackpot.
I just wanted to finish my Pilsner.
Well, I don't care what you wanted. I'm trying to have this damn beer.
All right, so during question 3 is when we actually crack open the beer and we start to drink it while we finish trivia, so that way when we are actually talking and reviewing it, we're not just basing it off our first sip.
Correct. I don't want any gut reactions to a beer because that is the word.
All right, so while we all pour in that, we'll get into the next question.
All right.
True or false? Trustworthy IPA was named after the brewery.
Wait.
Yeah, is anyone paying attention?
Yeah, I was.
Next
I know
question.
this one at least. I'm going to get at least one. Wait, I already got one right. I'm good. 2 questions right. False.
False. We know this. Next one.
No.
Next question.
This we know.
This we
This
know.
we know. We know this. All right.
All right. Trustworthy Brewing opened their doors as the first brewery on the Las Vegas Strip in 2019, 2020, or 2021.
Well, I'm going to defer to Nate on this one because he should know this. He's in this area.
Yeah. Nate, you should be drinking this with us right now.
Correct. You should be able to find this beer, and instead you didn't follow us and you didn't seek out the beer. So don't come in here.
We don't know that. It's like Schrodinger's cat. We don't know if he has it or not.
This is nothing like Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, 2019, that's when Michelle got involved. We know that.
Yeah, this
But
is
not
like
in Las Vegas. Yeah, this is. I'm going to say B, 2020. I feel like if anyone's going to do anything crazy, let's open a brewery in Las Vegas on the Strip during a pandemic. B, 2020. Stick with my gut on this one. Yeah, it's a gamble. They call me Kitty Rogers at work. Because I'm the gambler.
I got it.
Reference, right?
I'm old enough for that one. Yeah.
Okay. Are you? Are you 30 years older than me?
I'm going with A on this one. But I'm also I'm shocked that that's the first brewery. It took till 2019. But I guess, I mean, why else? I mean, I'm just kind of shocked there's not one like hotel chain thought to do anything like this. Not one of these bars on the strip thought to do it.
That is
kind of shocking.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but if this was true or false, I would not think it was correct. But since it's guessing what year, I'm going to 2019.
Okay.
And I just want to say before we get into this beer, just by pouring it, oh my god,
It
it
smells
smells
so
so
good.
good. All right.
It is 2019.
Exactly what I thought for my second guess.
So
Nice.
Las Vegas Strip hadn't had a brewery there for 30 years, maybe a little over. And then Trustworthy came in.
Nice.
Michelle, have you been to the brewery in Vegas?
I actually haven't. I was waiting for them to actually start brewing their own. Well, what mostly happened is moving back at the end of 2019, and then the pandemic hit, and I just haven't made it out to Vegas since. But our head brewer is actually the head brewer out there as well.
Oh, nice.
So about once a quarter, he'll drive out there and do the brewing. Just because the system is a lot smaller there than it is out here. They don't have as much storage space. So they're a little bit more limited as to how much they can brew. So they do pour a lot of the beer that we brew in Burbank as well.
Very cool.
So
what that's actually I don't know if it's in trivia because I'm not allowed to see trivia, but what size system do you guys brew on in Burbank versus Las Vegas?
in Burbank, we have both 15 and 30 barrel fermenters, and then the bright tanks are all 30, and then the brew house is 15.
Yep.
So, and then Vegas, I believe, is all 10 or 15.
10
so
is
it's
my favorite.
So it is much smaller batches as well, since we don't distribute that beer either. We don't want, too much of one beer sitting there when they have, 14, 16, whatever beer options.
Yep.
So we try and keep those batches a little bit smaller to try and keep the menu a little bit more fresh.
Yeah, very cool.
Do they do any specialty just Vegas beers?
Trying to think. They did an amber there last year that we didn't get to have. So the beers that they'll brew over there, we never have ourselves. So they've done a Mexican lager. I think was it a Pilsner, an amber. They have a Saison right now. I think that was one of the last beers.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Although Saison, Vegas doesn't really get Saisons, I don't think so.
Oh, I can only imagine what a Saison out of Las Vegas would be.
Saisons are Daniel's favorite.
That's my jam. Yeah, anything Brett, give me all the
Pilsners
funk.
are my favorite right now. I go back and forth between what I like, but currently,
right now Vegas, we've been told that Hefts and stouts surprisings have been in high demand
in Vegas.
In this heat. I don't get it. We don't get it, but if that's what they want.
Maybe they're imperial stouts, which we've learned about on past shows, that those do well in hot heat.
Export stouts.
Was it export style? Clearly, I don't pay any attention.
Phil's seen the show twice today.
Maybe it's the export stouts because those ones are the thinner, they were literally made to be exported into the Caribbean area.
Correct.
So
ours is an oatmeal stout. So
not really.
I don't know. It's not gonna hurt my feelings.
I do love oatmeal stouts. Put it on nitro, and I'm sold.
Put it over pancakes.
So good. When we have the wet plain oatmeal stout on nitro in the tap room, it is one of my favorites as well. It's so good. So smooth. Watching the cascading in the glass is so satisfying.
And as you drink it, you can see the light. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I got you. I know there's a name for that. I don't know it right now. Daniel, do you know it?
Nobody knows that right now? Good, because neither do I. Next question.
True or false? Trustworthy offers a full beer and food menu at all their locations.
Oh, I know this one too.
You have to in Vegas because if there's not a potential winner chicken dinner buffet, you shouldn't be in Vegas.
I forgot we have a Nitro Pepsi in the fridge.
Oh, we do have a Nitro Pepsi in the fridge. We did forget about that.
We bought that while drinking.
Yes. Sorry, this is off topic. Okay, hold on. Thanks, Brawny man. I'm gonna say false, and that's just a 50-50 for me. That's it. That is my answer. Andrew's gonna say 2020. No, wait, that's from the last one. Never mind. That's me. He's actually gonna say false as well.
So
Brawny man. Okay, true.
For this one, I do know that at the Burbank location, y'all have a pizza oven in the back, but you don't do it too often. So I want to say it's not, that wouldn't count as like a full food
Correct.
menu.
A pizza oven doesn't count as a full menu.
Yeah. So
If
I'm going
anything,
false on this
Vegas
one.
has maybe a full menu because you got to appeal to that crowd. But
Yeah.
Like a continental breakfast.
it's continental
Or-
breakfast. It's a bagel and some Eggo waffles.
and just you gotta pour your pancake or like waffle into it, and you gotta
Right.
turn it.
Don't forget the cold eggs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can't eat eggs. That's ridiculous.
This one little tiny flame is supposed to be keeping it warm, and it is not.
It is not. All right, give us the answer, Michelle. Do you guys have it or you don't have it? Tell me.
So technically we don't. Phil is correct that we do have the pizza oven, but we actually, as of this past week, have decided to discontinue having pizza. It just wasn't consistent enough.
No.
The Vegas location, full menu, barbecue, shepherd's pie, bar food, pub food, all that kind of good stuff. You can even like put private rooms for events and everything. So that one, a lot of the space went towards it being a bar and restaurant as opposed to just the brewery itself.
Sure.
We do also have a burger and hot dog joint in Pasadena called Jake's Trustworthy Burgers.
No, man.
And it took over a little piece of history in Pasadena. It was a little burger shack there called Jake's. So we kind of took it over and made it our own, and they serve all of our beer there as well.
Very cool.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
not know that.
How are the hot dogs though? Because there's two things I do in life. Easy, Gabriel. Hot dogs and same time.
I will admit I've only had the burgers and the fried chicken sandwich there. I've not had the hot dogs.
I mean,
But
that's
I've heard good things from people, so I will take their word for it.
Was it Gabriel? Because trust me.
It just has to be a little bit better than a gas station hot dog for Daniel to think it's gourmet.
But even
So-
then,
And even then, I got your back.
7-Eleven. He's
I
like,
mean, fair. You know what? We're in LA. We have all those danger dogs everywhere. I've eaten many a questionable hot dog off
Oh,
of the
yeah.
street before.
So, hold on. Katie says, so this was true as of when the trivia was put together. The divided house wants to know.
And Andy goes, so final answer, is this true or false? Need to settle an argument. It's false.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
don't have a full menu at the Burbank.
I will say that I'm gonna make this a little harder for the two of you, and I hope that you can still come out to our beer thing tomorrow. I wrote it thinking it was true.
What the?
Yeah, I mean, it technically
But
was true even when Phil was there on Saturdays.
Yeah, there was a menu, but numerous people said, "Do you have food?" And Michelle went, "Nope, but you can order in." So, I don't.
Yeah, we
think it
had
counts.
someone bring pizza from outside in. I was like, there's another pizza spot up the street you can get delivery from.
Welcome to my first marriage, Vero.
Since you were beer show fighting couple since 2021. Somehow Daniel and I have made it 67 episodes.
Whew, well,
I don't know if it counts as made it.
Ah.
You're actually on two separate screens. It's just a green screen, but you're in different homes now.
Oh, 100%. We've been living separately for almost a year now.
Yeah.
Since
But
episode
we gotta keep you together for the show. You know, the viewers, they need it.
Could you even imagine? All right, sorry. Nah. It does take a village, Vero. All right, wait. Is that
That's
it on trivia?
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank God. Can we talk about this fucking beer?
Well, we gotta talk to Michelle a little bit more first
I'm gonna talk to Michelle about
about
this
the beer.
Got
Thank
it.
you.
Got it.
Something had to slide tonight. I'm standing through the show tonight, so I think I'm sliding.
Trust me,
I'm sliding. I'm literally
just
disappearing. I'm just gonna
thrombosis.
fade slowly. All right, Michelle, tell us about this beer.
So, like I said, Trustworthy was one of our flagship beers. The batch that we do now has Simcoe, Mosaic, and Chinook hops. The Mosaic obviously is the selling point for that beer. I love it. I've been drinking it since 2017 when they first opened. It is still to this day one of my absolute favorites, one of my go-tos when I want something with just a little bit more bite than one of our Pilsners. Really great on a nice hot day. Definitely busted one out on my pool party on Sunday. Great times. But yeah, I just really love this beer. I'm really glad that it's remained a staple all this time. I really like it.
So you mentioned that you're now brewing it slightly differently. So I assume that the new head brewer, and I Chris was mentioned. He's the old one.
Yeah, Chris was the original. Zach is our current head brewer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did Zach come in and change the recipe around a little bit, and now you're continuing forward, or is this still kind of a staple recipe?
We played around with it just a tiny bit. I think there was one hop change from the original recipe. We can, kind of did that with a few of the beers. I can't remember if it was Zach or if Chris did that before. But this is kind of, and then we also installed a water softener for all of you LA people. You know how hard our water is here. Just calcification on everything. That kind of played with the flavor a little bit as well. But it stayed pretty tried and true. And from what I drank 5 years ago to what I'm drinking now is pretty similar. It's still that delicious West Coast style. So
yes, it is very true to the West Coast.
I think that's the name of the game, because
it is good.
Obviously hazies are all over the place, but to have a good, like really true West Coast style IPA is always refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You can't screw that up when you're in Burbank,
You can't screw it up when you're in Burbank. I've seen Will Ferrell.
You know how to driving.
Michelle, what are you like brewing right now? Is there something new coming out, or even then, like what are you enjoying brewing being back in the brew house now?
Obviously the hoppier beers are really fun. It's just the smell in the brewery on those days, and in the days when you go into dry hop it, getting to stand on that ladder and my face just getting hit with all of the delicious hop scent. I'm covered in the powder and I'm not even mad about it.
Covered in the powder
so
was a
good.
heavy duties thing as well.
Let's see. Right now, just transferred our hef over again to get ready to. We just started distributing that. Finally, we're able to add that as a keg and not just cans.
Oh, nice.
We do have our double IPA back in again, our Mated to Eagle, which is also was one of my favorites back in the day. If you look at my old Instagram, you'll find a photo from 2018 on IPA Day. I'm like, Mated to Eagle, yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So it's definitely been on my list. One of my post-work shifty beers. We'll get a nice little half pour of that after work to unwind. 8.4%, can't have too much, still got to drive home.
For sure, that's always the concern. Yeah. I love the heavy beers, but God damn it, I need a ride.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if we're gonna
we don't have anything new right now. Well, I guess we did just fruit our next sour in the line with we're doing a blood orange sour. So right now our anniversary beer was a blackberry sour. And then we have right now fermenting an apricot sour, and the next one after that will be the blood orange. So we finally got that fruit puree in yesterday, so hopefully that'll be ready by the fall. Then we'll have the apricot one out in a couple of months.
Nice.
I enjoyed the that peach saison that I bought while I was there.
Amelia's First, yes, we are looking to bring that back again. That beer is actually named after our head brewer's niece. It happened to be her first birthday right around the time that that beer came out. So she got a beer named after her. Now his siblings are all upset that none of the other kids have beers named after them, but it is what it is.
That was a good one. And then the other one was that mile and a
half.
Mile and a half. That thing was so refreshingly delicious. It was like, I think on my Untappd, I said, like, this is like the perfect beer for after you've run a mile. Like, that's what it feels like, it's
so it's
like,
the first time you've had that beer?
Yeah, well, I didn't run. I just assumed
Right,
that this is what it would be.
Perfect beer if you ran a mile, I heard.
I walked from my car to the brewery, and that was the first beer I had, and it was so refreshing.
You know, in that LA heat, I get it, it's hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't even imagine.
You saw the video. I was carrying my phone. It was exhausting.
We couldn't
day.
see your phone though because it was filming. Yeah, you're carrying nothing.
The first time we made that beer was actually, I think it came out just a few weeks before the pandemic hit.
Oh,
So we
shit.
had this brand new beer. Everyone was loving it. That was definitely one of the beers that people were coming in to get growler fills when we were doing to go. My friend for her birthday specifically requested that beer in a growler, you know.
Yeah.
So
could
I
see
do
why.
really love that. And that was, I want to say, the beginning of us really getting into the double dry hopped, more hazy double IPAs, as opposed to just a traditional double. So that's been fun. We've had, let me say, like 4 or 5 different ones since then. But we definitely love that one so much that we brought it back a few months, or like a month or so ago. So
Good.
Nice.
I love when I hear of like breweries that have like repeat things because they did so well.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's also like the brewery staff is like, I missed this beer. It was like, we need to do it again. And that's
Yes.
always exciting because it's like, okay, we did something really great. Like let's do it again. So
well, it's like the Italian Pilsner. Our head brewer made it the first time during the pandemic because he wanted a beer for himself to drink while hiking, fishing, all that kind of stuff.
Working.
And it did
Don't lie to
so
him.
well that we were like, you need to bring it back.
Yeah.
Please bring it back. So it did. That one was definitely a back by popular demand beer for sure. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
Pills, please.
Pills, please.
yes.
I'm like, I'll be basic. I would like a Pilsner. Thank you.
Well, Michelle, honestly, I thank you so much for being here. Like I'm so glad that Phil ran into you like
Yes.
actually at the bar. Because
Yeah.
for me, it's always funny because we reach out to people every week and we're like, hey, we'd love to have you on the show. And it's always so much fun to have like a direct connection.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, Phil had a beer with you. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
I'm gonna have another one again when I'm back.
Oh, it was definitely perfect timing. I don't usually work in the tap room, so I just happened to be covering for someone. So
honestly, that's
you know.
my favorite part about the brewery industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, normally I brew beer, but I was just kind of covering front of house, and here I am, I'm pouring your beer.
Yep.
And you may never know who I am, or you may figure out who I am.
Yeah.
And I love that portion of the industry because
My favorite part about when we were there was just me and one other person, and Michelle was like, "Hey, I'll be right back," and she just left, and I was just like, "There's no one at the bar."
we drink for free.
No,
I'm pretty sure one of the two of them did make that joke.
it was Bill. It was 100%.
It was definitely.
I'm pretty sure it was Phil, yes.
but I just love that. That's the best part about like a brewery and especially your brewery where it's like this really tiny, lovely environment where like
Mhm.
I didn't blink an eye at you doing that. Like it was just like, yeah, okay, we'll
Yeah,
be
I was
here.
just like, run into the bathroom. I'll be back, guys. Bye.
We'll see you guys out there. So, Michelle, again, I just want to thank you for being on the show. Trustworthy Brewing, like seriously, thank you so much. Is there anything that you want to talk about or pitch or push, or you guys have any big events coming up, big beer releases, a special project you're working on, something back to the community, anything you want to talk about? What do you got?
Already mentioned we have the Vegas location. We have the Jake's, and then we also have our original tap room in Burbank. Tomorrow, for all of you SoCal people, I will actually be pouring at the Lucky Luke Santa Clarita BFE beer event. It's kind of a little fundraiser for the LA Brewers Guild. There's going to be 15 breweries, and I'll be one of them. And then the run event that we're also very excited for is we're going to be pouring at Bluesapalooza in Mammoth. 4 days of blues, 2 days of beer festival. It's going to be a great time. I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about this.
I'm pretty certain that I saw Sugar Rays on that list. So I mean,
Sorry, you
They're
said
not-
what?
yeah.
They are now.
Sugar is not blue.
Are you telling me Mark McGrath is going to be there?
Mark McGrath is going to be there.
Well, fuck all y'all.
Flying to Mammoth.
But I really appreciate you guys having me onto the show. It was fantastic. I know my head brewer was like, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to do this kind of stuff."
Well, now
it's
he's
fine,
A
jealous.
lot from head brewers, actually.
Yeah.
No, he definitely made the joke of like, "Oh, you're replacing me now?" I was like,
I mean, however, have him. We can have him on at any time.
Well, let's not get out of hand.
Just
He didn't want to come on, so he doesn't.
Hard
get
act to
come on now.
follow. Is all I'm saying.
Like I said, he's very much a nature man. So
I can appreciate
beer and nature. So.
I can appreciate that.
All right. Well, Michelle, thank you again so much.
Yes.
We're going to let you go, and I hope get back to having another Trustworthy IPA because I assume that's what's on tap for you next.
Don't forget to follow Michelle on Instagram.
Correct.
Her handle's down below.
Make sure you reach out to Trustworthy, tell them you saw them on the show, and give them a like, give them a subscribe, follow them wherever you can get them as well. And if you're in Burbank or Vegas,
Yeah.
good Lord, come on.
At least go get this Trustworthy IPA. It is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Don't rate
we're,
it just yet.
we're about to review it without Michelle. You know.
I had to kick Michelle out of here before I give it a 2.25.
Stop it.
All right, Michelle. Cheers.
All
Thank
right.
you
Bye,
so much.
guys.
Bye, Michelle.
All right.
Yeah.
We're at 57 minutes. We got to get into this damn beer review. Let's do it. All right. So tonight we are reviewing Trustworthy IPA from Trustworthy Brewing Company out of Burbank, California.
It's great to be
We're
back.
doing a lot of driving.
Nature.
All right. I'm going to start this one off because I have to pee. Whether it's before the show, after the show, I don't really care actually. This beer is fantastic.
Yeah.
100%.
We love Michelle. We love this beer.
Well, I don't. Michelle's 50-50 for me,
Stop it.
but the beer,
Just no personality in Michelle. I mean, come
Right.
on. What is she,
honestly,
John Mallet coming on our show?
She's John
Jeez.
Mallet.
John
Please.
Mallet had a lot to say. Just
John, it was just negative and racist.
it was not.
No.
It was not at all.
All right,
I'm always gonna have John's back on this.
great. Can I talk about this
Maybe
beer?
it just means that.
Yeah.
Are we talking about John Mallet, or can I
That's
talk
fine.
about this beer?
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
mean, I'll talk about John Mallet all day, but you know,
That does not surprise me.
I'm
It
waiting
is
for the
truly
reunion show. I'm
right.
waiting for it.
The reunion show. That's enough. I think this is exactly what it claims to be, which is fun for me. So I know, Phil, I'm sure you're gonna have some issues with can art, and that's fine. But I think at the end of the day, this beer describes itself on the back of the can as exactly what I got, which is weird. So I don't think I get a whole lot of beers where I'm like, oh, cool, like an IPA, and what? Oh yeah, it's your best friend. Like, okay, I'll see through the advertising shit of it, and then I'll go, Hop Simcoe, Mosaic, Forest Pale Straw, like Blast of Tropical Fruit. I'm like,
fruit.
that's exactly what fucking happened on this beer, and great. So it's a 4.25 for me out of 5.
All right.
We use the Untappd scale, so 5 being the highest, 1 being the Mallet, 4.25.
I know this is crazy, but I also need to pee. So I will be doing that in a second.
Don't leave me here by myself.
Don't leave me.
We'll trade off. But I'm also going to give this a 4.25 because it is a phenomenal beer. I do love Mosaic hops. They're one of my favorites. Whenever I see them in a beer, I'm like, I'm gonna like that, and it still is true. It is really clean. It's perfectly like a hint of piney. I say hint. It's piney, but it's not bitter to the point where like the back of your tongue starts feeling like burnt. So 4.25. And with that, I'm out. I gotta pee.
Tiffany, go to pee. This is normally my exit.
Yeah, this doesn't normally happen.
No.
So for me, this beer, Daniel, I'm actually gonna go against you here. I think the can art is great. I actually think I love the simplicity of it. I love the square.
I thought you would rip this one because of the simplicity. How much?
No, because it's simplistic, but it's like it's well done simplistic. Like it's not. There was at least thought put into the simplicity, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yes.
It wasn't just like throw it up there. And I like their logo. I like the like rectangular it's going down. So and the can is it's everything. It's fine. It's nothing thrilling, but it doesn't no negativity towards this can, I guess I should say. The beer is, I mean, that smell when I cracked open that can, that smell was fantastic.
Agreed.
It's just like it was like literally like West Coast IPA. It just hit you right in the face. And I would say I almost like, you know, in ways when you have a beer and you're like, yeah, it tastes just like what I am thinking it's going to taste like. And so like I tend not to give high scores with that kind of beer because
that's my favorite.
No, but it's like, yeah, it's what I expected, but what are they doing differently that tastes different than what someone else did that I expect?
Sure.
So because like, you know, like this could be something else. But what I like about this beer is it's exactly what I expect, but there is more to it than that. Like it's not just a simple beer. Like it's not just like your simple West Coast IPA. It actually is a very well done IPA, like West Coast IPA. Right. It's really good. I'm going to give this a 4.5. I just think it just nails it. I really
you have to see Michelle in person, so 4.5 makes sense.
Michelle gets a little extra point probably there. But
if I see Michelle in person at a 4.25, I'm probably getting slapped.
I mean, you're probably getting slapped anyways. Let's be honest.
If you see me in person, just smack me, Vero.
Yeah. So that does, and that also, it's not going to affect the score either way. So I figure 4.5, I'll give it that. I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Show score, though, it'll be a 4.25, which I think is, that's a solid score on this show.
Solid as hell. So if you have the chance to find Trustworthy and find any one of their beers, if they did this IPA this well, I guarantee you they probably don't miss because this is solid. So
having had all of their beers now, but one.
All of their beers?
But one that's
Jesus
on the menu
Christ,
currently.
Phil.
Yeah.
I hope you scootered there.
And the other thing I wanted to say about it is I understand why everyone gets this in a crowler. Like, what a great beer to have in the kitchen all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I want a beer. Perfect. I have that. It's
Nailed
nothing crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. This is a long show.
I agree. We better get on to the Wish You Were Beer section.
Oh, God. We have that section?
Yeah, that's... All right. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the show, this is the portion of the show where we take a second to reflect on something either in the week, our lives, our entire childhood, family lineage. I don't really care. What we wish was beer instead of what it actually is. So for Tiffany, it's typically political. For me, it's usually work. And for Phil, it's whatever the fuck he's going through on any given day.
Let's just say it's a good thing I got this murder room.
So now that Tiffany has gone to pee, I'm going to go pee next, which means I'm going to go first.
Go right ahead.
Nobody?
Go right ahead. Go.
Oh, Jesus, you people are the worst. I honestly just wish that my bladder was beer so that it could hold more than 6 to 7 ounces for an hour. See you guys out there.
What? I'm sorry.
What up?
Katie.
What? Congrats.
I did not know. I'm excited for you. That is super exciting. I'm going to keep saying exciting because anyway. Congrats, 20 weeks. That is halfway. So you're good. But yeah, it is long. So
just have a few beers. You'll get through it.
Yeah.
Is that how pregnancy works?
I mean, my first kid turned out fine. Daniel, you missed it.
Did Katie just announce something that I think she announced?
She just did.
Katie, you're leaving Andy? Oh, no. Never mind. Not exciting. Not exciting. Never mind. Congratulations on... Oh, making a human from scratch? Holy shit. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
I was doing some math and I was
Daniel was
like,
doing some math.
Drinking.
Sorry. Yeah, I was peeing.
It's fine. Okay. All right. My wish you were beer. I've forgotten at this point.
Jackpot.
I was very excited for Katie and I forgot.
Mhm.
I wish late night flights were beer because I had a 1 a.m. flight this week. And I don't remember the flight, but I also know I didn't sleep on it either. And if it was beer, I would have just been fine with it.
No.
You know, late night beer I'll take, but a late night flight, no thank you. Tiffany?
I wish when you reach out to a friend because you haven't thought of them for a long time, I wish that was beer because then I'd remember to reach out to people more frequently. Because beers are frequently like.
I see what you should
do.
What you should do is you should reach every time you reach for a beer, you should reach out to a friend.
Oh God damn it! That's a whole new podcast,
yeah,
Phil.
But then I need to remember to do that and drink the beer. No, I talked to my friend Jesse today.
Jesse P.
Stacks. Not my brother. I've known Jesse P since I was 18, so I apologize for everything. And then Danielle, I reached out to her today. I've known her since I was 15, 16. Anyway, it's always fun to talk to old friends. So I don't know.
I've been doing a show with an old friend for a long time now, and it's getting real old.
Oh God, I have to see you tomorrow. It's gonna be the worst.
Could you even imagine? I'm gonna snuggle with you so hard tomorrow.
Under our blanket.
Yeah. Oh my God, we'll bring the blanket to the brewery.
Perfect. It'll
100%.
be the photo op. It'll be the photo op.
Yeah, sorry.
If you want to see what the blanket is.
Girl, I got you, girl.
God, that's gonna be good.
Well, this is a good way. So if you want to see what the blanket is, story we're telling, come to Virginia Beer Company tomorrow, starting at noon, when we will all be there to drink our collaboration beer. Dortmunder, I hardly know her.
So excited.
Never heard of it.
Vera, I need your own blanket.
I don't think I've had a Dortmunder, so I'm actually really excited to have this.
Yeah.
Dortmunders are so good.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the color on the picture and I was like, I'm going to like this beer.
Yeah,
I can tell.
Yeah.
And the can art is beautiful.
Good job, team.
Good job, team.
It's so good. I'm looking forward to that.
I love your
silence.
What the fuck else do we have to do?
God, what more do we have?
We should thank you again. We should thank Trustworthy Brewing again.
Yeah.
It's
we
not
should definitely thank them. No.
Yeah. Let's let's drag her in real quick while she's on the phone. Oh, hey, Michelle.
Yeah, come on our show. We'll embarrass you. That's how we sell the show.
It's one of my favorites.
This is how we're gonna get all of our guests.
I love it.
We're just gonna send them that clip.
Or we'll do the one from our Thanksgiving show where we're just bringing people in randomly,
collectively, oh fuck,
it's just a mess. But thank you, Trustworthy, for this delicious beer and for sending Michelle on. Michelle, you were great. Thank you for coming on the show. I will see you next month when I'm back because I will swing in there again. And to everyone in the Virginia area or anyone who feels like traveling, you can see us tomorrow at Virginia Beer Company to drink our beer. And then we'll also be at, where are we going to be the next day?
Tradition. Yeah, we'll
Tradition. If you want to see us hungover but still drinking, come to Tradition.
Our past episode, we had the brewers on from Tradition here in Newport News. And so Kevin, Abby, everybody who's on the past episode will be with them Saturday. We'll be VBC Friday, Tradition Saturday. Everybody leaves Sunday.
No, everyone leaves
Monday.
I
don't know where we'll be Sunday. Just go to a brewery in Virginia. You'll
There's
probably
a farmer's market.
There's a farmer's market, Phil.
You'll probably find one of us we'll all be at different breweries on Sunday. We don't want to be around each other anymore, but we still want to drink.
Katie, good luck out there. I've just discovered that you can be our DD.
Yeah. Welcome to driving us home, Katie.
Yay, Katie.
To anyone who's still around, make sure that you like and subscribe to us. Check out our website if you want to see some past episodes. If you want to sit through them, I don't know. If you like torture, and
We're giggling. A lot of giggling.
and hit the bell so you know when our next episode is. But I'll give you a hint: it's every Thursday at 8:00 Eastern. So,
Or 5.
what are we
Pacific.
drinking next week, by the way? Or 5 Pacific if you're on
Not
the
the fucking slightest. I hope you have a slide for it.
God, I do too. Let me see if I have next week. Oh, yes. Next week we are drinking a beer out of Virginia, actually.
What?
We're drinking.
Oh
Snacky
shit!
Bald-headed.
I love we're both excited about. Oh shit! I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Maybe
Yes,
we'll be
can
there.
our-
Bald-headed.
Maybe we can go there on Sunday.
Oh, we could. Yeah, we could. shoot
Oh,
some,
there we go.
Promo footage with them Sunday.
Anyone who wants to travel to Virginia Beach
this,
area.
This is a brewery out of Virginia
Hey,
Beach.
I know a designated driver who can take us.
Katie! Just kidding. It'll be fine.
Somebody close this damn show out.
So this is out of Virginia Beach. Is this where
Yes.
this one is?
Yep.
Correct.
Pleasure House Brewing, and I can't wait to find out why it's
And
called that.
it's a Belgian quad.
It
Oh,
is.
jeez.
So see y'all
Okay.
later.
Yeah.
Snatch you, bald-headed. All right. I think I already did the closing. We just kind of have to we've told people to like us.
Kinda
How
wrap it
desperate?
up.
How desperate do we need to be here?
I'll give you a hint. Like, subscribe, wrap it up, B.